Yo, 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 yo! What is up? What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. We're back talking more Halloween Ends spoilers, everybody. What is up? What is up? How's it going? Killian J. Jacobs, my esteemed lawyer, is here. Welcome, Killian. He's eating some chicken nuggets. That's awesome. We got John Smith here as well, getting drunk on Peacock. Watching that. Hell yeah. And everybody, I'm gonna say hello to more of you, of course, in just a second here. But first, I want to say welcome to my amazing guest here, Darjan Bentley. He is the man, the myth, the legend. I just remembered my fan is still on. I'm gonna turn that off real quick. But
all up on my back, so
good. You know, that's awesome. Darjan here has shot our Scream movie from earlier that we did earlier this year.
Yes, I did.
And he's here to talk a little Halloween Ends with us because he has some opinions. He's got some opinions on the movie. He's very excited to hit that. Some very big opinions. I'm excited to get into all of those. It's gonna be great. Jason Dyer is here as well. What's up, Jason? How's it going? Just killing it today. I've been live all day. Who needs rest? Screw that. That's that's no fun. Jason's here too. What's up, Jake? It's Jason. Gave you a big thumbs up. Love your channel. Thank you so much, Jason. I appreciate that a whole lot. You're the best. David Santa Carla is here. Jake is crushing it today. Get him, King. Thanks, David. I love your laser eyes, man. That's sick. look, he's got little laser eyes.
Isn't that the Lost Boys?
It is the Lost Boys. Yeah, I just like lasers. You know, it's good stuff. Coop de Oof is here. Hi. Howdy. Hell yeah. I see a lot of people getting stoned and getting drunk. Just be responsible and then just have a good time. There you go. We're going to watch Jake succumb to anger. He's going to burn it all down. I lost my mind earlier. It was crazy. It was awesome. Just saw the movie and it wasn't that bad. I mean, yeah, Allison falling in love with Corey was rushed AF, and Michael being useless was a miss. I wish Corey was in the last movie to flesh him out more. Yes, Gabriel, we're gonna talk about all of that. I just want a big blanket hello to you all. Welcome. We're only gonna go for like an hour or so we're just gonna get right into the action. And before we do this, two things. Spoilers are coming. If you have not seen Halloween Ends yet, go see it in the theaters. Go see it on Peacock, whatever. Go check this puppy out before you check this out. As well as be respectful in the chat, or so help me God, me and Darjan are gonna find you and we're gonna poop in your pillow. It's gonna happen. Darjan's like, I didn't agree to that. What? I didn't agree to that. He's like, I'll do it, I guess. All right, so let's change this the crazy song to some chill ass music here.
Yes.
Chill ass music, nice. So Darjan, I want to get your opinion on this. What did you think of Halloween Ends, just like as a whole thing? Like, give me the whole big picture of this.
Okay. Let me preface this first. I am one of the hugest Michael Myers fan out there. I think before this movie, he was the scariest person out there. But now, I don't think so. As far as a movie, I think it was very misguided. I think the film makers, and I just watched a video earlier today where they were talking about how apparently these filmmakers are going to be on the Exorcist movie.
Yeah.
That's coming out next year.
Yes.
So someone was like, maybe they just kind of rushed this film to kind of get rid of it, be done with it, because I don't think they had material past Halloween Kills. And let's be honest, they didn't have material for Halloween Kills. So I feel like they kind of rushed this film. I feel like it was something that could have been something really beautiful and powerful, and I think the trailers kind of misguided us in that whole experience.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you, man. I think that if the trailers had advertised like this is going to be a film about a brand new character and not all about like just Michael Myers, it's not about Michael Myers at all. And he's barely in the movie. We talked about this earlier. He only has like not even 10 minutes of screen time in the movie,
which is insane.
And that just seems wrong for a Halloween film, right?
It's Michael Myers. It's the trailers. You know, they tell us that this is going to be the fight of the century. This was like the end game of horror films, in a sense. Like, come on, Jamie Lee Curtis versus OG Michael Myers. And we're kind of just left with, okay. That was the fight.
That was it.
And you know,
That's the whole thing.
the third act of the film even felt so much more rushed than the first half of this whole film. Like, they kind of just threw in Michael Myers at the end, and for it to be a Michael Myers film, it's like, okay.
In a sense, I almost feel like it would have been better if they had just focused on Corey Cunningham, like in a whole story. I almost feel like that would have worked better instead of trying to shoehorn the Michael Myers stuff into it last minute. You know what I mean?
Worked in
like
Halloween Kills. They could have removed a lot of stuff. I think honestly, if they removed the plot line of the second, person that looks like Michael Myers, which first off, Michael Myers is how tall, how skinny, and y'all telling me this short man, respectfully, is Michael J. Myers himself? Like
Michael Audrey Myers. God.
I feel like the Corey storyline could have started in Halloween Kills, and then they could have fleshed it out more with the second half of this storyline in this movie.
Yeah.
Then I would have appreciated a little bit more, because Corey was completely new to me in this movie, and I was like, okay. Sure.
It is a little disappointing. I think it's a little disappointing. We're seeing a lot of fans who really like the film, though, which makes Jake happy. Of course, I'm glad you. If you enjoyed it, that's awesome. I do want to talk a little bit about Roman Samurai becoming a YouTube member. Well, Roman Samurai, welcome to the KillJoy cult. We have we have a whole lot of delicious Kool-Aid here for you.
Ooh.
Make sure to drink it up, the whole cup.
Yeah.
Drink it down. Enjoy. Welcome to the cult. I mean family. Sorry. Yeah. Well, welcome to the family. Yeah. KillJoy family. That's it. Yeah. Welcome, Ronin Samurai. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I see people laughing that we have a very tiny workspace here. That's
it's what makes this more intimate.
It makes it very intimate. Yeah. We're basically cuddling up here. It's
okay.
it's
Okay.
great.
That's the fun of it.
Michael Scott is in the chat declaring bankruptcy. Wow.
On the movie or on us?
That's hilarious. I love it. Deanna Ryder is here too. What's up? Hot take. I actually enjoyed the film, especially after wasting time and money on Jeepers Creepers Reborn. You also were not a fan of that one, correct?
Not at all. Jeepers Creep. That's one of the films that could have went a whole new different route in a different direction, and I'm kind of upset that it didn't. That's something, Jeepers Creepers, and we all know the legend behind the movies and also behind the filmmaker, and kind of the terrible stuff that happened with that. That's just one of those series that you could have left alone. I don't think it needs to be rebooted, and I hear they're making more of Jeepers Creepers films, and I will not be attending them. I will gladly watch 1 and 2. And actually, because of how bad Reborn was, I will probably add 3 to that list. Just because.
3 was pretty bad, too. I was not a big fan of 3, yeah.
But
3 was pretty
rough.
rough.
Reborn was just kind of like the biggest cash grab. And it wasn't even not that many people know Jeepers Creepers. Like, a lot of horror fans do, but I'm also a teacher, and when I bring up horror movie stuff, these kids have no idea who Jeepers Creepers is. So it's like, Are you trying to make sure he never comes back to life again? Like, by making a terrible movie? All respect to them, though.
I have a hot take on. I got a bit of a hot. I don't know what I'm doing with the mic, by the way.
It's
I'm still
okay.
trying to
You
figure
play
this
with
out.
it.
Yeah, I'm gonna play with it. All right.
Oh.
I think something that's interesting about Jeepers Creepers Reborn, I almost feel like conceptually that makes more sense for a continuation than this one does. Like, I'm all about anthology Halloween movies, but that's just not what they set up with Kills. Something I was talking about earlier is I feel like it would have been cool if they did the revolving like anthology thing, like how John Carpenter wanted to do with Halloween originally, and that's kind of what I feel like David Gordon Green was leading into with this new film. Mm-hmm. But you should have done that with every single installment. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
there
instead of
hints of it more in every installment.
I'm just
slow
constantly.
pan.
There we go. Yeah, okay.
There should have been more of a hint if he was actually going for that. There should have been more of a hint in Halloween 2018, and then in Kills, and then in this one. So that way, if you were to make an anthology series, I could believe it more. But this, honestly, Halloween Ends just makes me want to go back and rewatch all the original ones. Because I appreciate them just a little bit more because they made sense.
But we do have to talk about if there's one thing we liked, because Roman Samurai's throwing $2 in there. Thank you so much, Ronan Samurai. I appreciate that. $2 saying, what if there's one thing you like, what is that thing? And Darjan, what you know, I'm going to answer it so I don't have to move the mic one more time. The one that I will say this, I did really like the opening scene. I actually loved it. I think it was really well executed. Kind of, honest to God, it was the only part of the movie that really got a big reaction out of me. Like just when that hit, that's all I'm gonna. It's just like, oh my God! I was like, I really thought we were in for something special at that point, and I just from there on, it just kind of dipped. I feel like it just kept going. Every decision was just a little lackluster more than the other. What was your favorite part? What was your absolute favorite thing about it?
You know, honestly, I did enjoy the.
I just like put it like all the way.
I did enjoy. I really enjoyed the fight when it was happening between Michael Myers and Laurie. Just wish it happened a tad bit longer. Yeah. You know, I also liked when Corey showed up as Michael Myers to her house. And she like kind of faked the suicide thing. And then like as soon as he opens the door, because that was a shot we got in the trailer. Yeah. And I kind of was expecting Michael Myers to be there. But the fact that it was Corey and the fact that, you know, she kind of just was right there with it. That I was like, okay, she's not playing. And then, you know, honestly, and just in continuation of this question, that shot of like her sitting there after Allison leaves and realizing behind her that the door is open, and then you just see the mask and he picks it up. I'm like, oh, okay, now I can wake up. I was like, here we go. So the fight and his death was honestly kind of one of like that was a beautiful death. As a horror fan, I'm like, yes, if Michael Myers was to go out that way, not what happened in the kitchen, but more so what happened in the junkyard. I was like, that's the only way that they could end off this man's story.
I agree with you there. I think that was insane. You know, that was nuts. That whole sequence. I wasn't expecting them to go that hard with the ending. You know what I mean? I was kind of expecting it to be like just a stab to the chest, and he was like, oh, that put him down. But I'm glad they kind of went over the top there. That was nice.
I think it was needed for the movie. So
yeah. Oh yeah. And Squidward Tennis Balls is here saying, what was your what were your thoughts on the junkyard sequence? I thought it was super intense and loved what they did with the fence. The being trapped in the fence was pretty intense.
The Corey Michael Myers sequence.
Corey Myers. Corey Myers. You know, we got him in the junkyard.
Sequences in this movie.
yeah. The ending, I will admit, this is actually pretty well done. I just wish it was Michael doing it. You know what I mean? That's my big thing. I think at this point in the movie, I was just kind of like, I can't believe we've gotten like one sequence where Michael's like killing people, basically.
It was kind of hidden in the dark.
Yeah, it was just like, I don't know. It's just, this is fine, you know, whatever. Yeah, but I think mentally that's where I was when I watched it the first time. I definitely need to watch it again. You know, I definitely need to do one more watch because like I started it last night on Peacock and I'm like, I just don't want to go through this again. You know what I mean? That was kind of where I was mentally. But did you like the junkyard sequence? Corey Myers running around killing his bullies and shit?
I did. I definitely like the fact that he got his revenge on them. I kind of wish they went out more gruesomely. But like you said, I wish Michael Myers was the one doing it. But yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was for the most part. I just wish that it was Michael. But it was a good sequence. Like, it was a lot of suspense. I feel really bad for his dad in that scene. Because, like, he really was like, oh. And then he kind of got murked right there for protecting his son. Yeah. And his son just kind of was like, okay. They kind of like went off to kill more people, and I'm just like, what's in the Dahmer is happening right now?
What
like,
in the Dahmer? Oh man, I don't know. I think that this movie had an opportunity to be good and interesting and be different. And I'm down for that. I hot take. I love Rob Zombie's Halloween too. I know.
Wow.
I know. The people in the chat, every time I bring it up, they're like, "Dude, no, like what?
Wow.
What?" I really like it.
Really?
I think it's way better than the first Rob Zombie Halloween. I know, dude. You start talking about white horses with Halloween fans, they start going, "I don't like that."
Rob Zombie Halloween film is literally a reboot with some extra footage. Like, you know, he pretty much kind of makes the same movie and then gives us like a couple more running sequences. In a different, somewhat different finale. But I have to rewatch Halloween 2. I think it is a good Psyche into... I think it plays on better from what he was trying to do with the first film with Michael Myers' Psyche. But I feel... I got to rewatch it because that's an interesting hot take. That's an interesting one.
What I'll say this. We got a super chat. I want to hit that up real quick. Thank you again, Ronin Samurai. But... a big thing about it, go into it watching it as a Rob Zombie movie. Like, just don't watch it as a Halloween movie. Watch it on its own as a Rob Zombie movie. And I guarantee you, if you're a fan of Rob Zombies, you'll dig it. You know what I mean?
Rob Zombie. You know, his scripts are kind of funny to me. But I don't know. That skull fucking is kind of where I draw the line, everybody.
You're talking to the guy who's constantly preaching about Michael Myers eating rats online. So, I mean, listen, it gets weird. It gets weird.
We like weird.
Well, wait until you see Red Right Hand. No spoilers. No spoilers. no spoilers. no spoilers. But oh man,
one scene. No.
Yeah. There's one scene. You Darjan filmed it, man.
It was one of the proudest moments I've ever had as a filmmaker. I swear to you, I was like, "There's nothing good time. I can be on Marvel's set for She-Hulk or something like that, and I wouldn't care. Like nothing will compete with what I had to do this summer."
We bonded that day. We
did.
had to get real personal that day, and man, that was something.
There's
that
a lot
was
of
something.
love on this film. Let's just say that.
love. Yeah. That's what happened. Ronin. Oh god, I can't wait for you guys to see it in December. Ronin Samurai throwing $2 in there. Thank you guys so much. How would you guys have ended it respectfully? And Darjan, I'm once again going to give this to you first. Do you think there was a way that we could have ended this where it felt a little more like Halloween? Like, I know some people who really liked it, dug it because it was different and it wasn't so Halloween, but like, let's say we're going to end this timeline now and it's going to be more of a Halloween ending. How would you do that respectfully? Yeah.
Okay, so I've actually thought about this. Something I've thought of was like, you know, a plot I thought was gonna happen, which kind of did happen in this film. But I thought after the beatdown he got in Halloween Kills, and then he got up and murdered everybody, you know, I thought there was gonna be like a Laurie Strode, and I forgot the dude she's like in love with. Hawkins, yeah. Like, I kind of thought there was gonna be like him just being like, okay, listen, we cannot as humans handle this man. But I almost wanted to, like, you know, if Michael Myers is the big thing in Haddonfield, what else is out there? So I almost wanted them to entertain the idea of, what if they went to a different town, to like a different insane asylum, found someone else that's like almost equivalent to Michael Myers, led him back to Haddonfield, and with the help of Laurie and Hawkins and all the people, kind of went toe-to-toe with Michael Myers. Like, kind of like a Freddy versus Jason type of vibe, where like they just kind of are like, okay, we're gonna let you loose in this town. We have no choice.
Insane.
But like that, but
insane.
After Halloween Kills and him surviving the fire first off, and then everything that happened in the film, I was like, that could have been a really good and crazy ending. And like if they just lopped each other's heads off and still had the same ceremony where even both towns could come together and push them into the thing. Like, how crazy would that be to knock out two birds with one stone, but also getting some info about another town who's experienced a Michael Myers-like person?
Oh man, that's wild. I love that. I feel like since now we're gonna move on to the 14th film at this point, we're probably gonna get some. But dude, it's happening. You know what I mean? We're gonna get that.
I'm so excited. I've been waiting to release this information. That's why I came here tonight.
If we do get a 14 though, I kind of want them to go balls to the wall, like something crazy like that.
At this point, what else is different?
That's a big thing I wanted from this film more than anything. I wanted something that was balls to the wall, but like just continued the story. And I think that's the biggest thing I'm disappointed in. Yeah. I'm glad they tried something new, but I just wanted to see the story end. You know what I mean?
They revealed that there's 4 movies coming out now.
One more movie.
Really balls to the wall,
I'll take this movie if we had one more. I agree. I completely agree with that. Yeah. I personally, the big change I would have made is just, we've talked about this on multiple streams, but this is the one change that after everything we've talked about today, I think would just be the best thing ultimately for this movie. Change Corey Cunningham to Cameron. Yeah. Instead of Michael Myers killing him at the end of Kills, what if you just broke his leg like you were teasing a death for Cameron, and then he just gets his leg broken instead of Allison's, and then Allison stays behind to stay with him. Karen leads him out with the mask to the mob. It plays out the same way. Karen dies, all that, all Tommy Doyle, the whole mob dies, whatever. Cameron is now taking Corey's spot in this film, and I feel like it totally works.
They could retcon that by talking about trauma like they do in this film. What if Allison didn't really see what she saw because she broke her leg before? I don't know about you, but I'm not screaming out for my girlfriend if my leg is broke. So what if they said, like, what if she's talking to a therapist or something like that, and they're like, so what did you see that night? And then it turns out it's not true. Like, have Cameron pull up in the wheelchair, and he's like, that didn't happen, babe. And it talks about the trauma of something as big as this.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
But that's how you can retcon Cameron back into that to get this storyline that you have, out there. Like, that would just make sense to me. Because I agree with you. I'd rather, I hated Cameron in the first.
Oh, me too. Yeah,
I wanted him, when he died, I cheered. Now I want him back more than ever.
Ronin Samurai, words are hard. Thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate that. And thanks for being a channel member. Thank you. Lighting Ghost is also here, throwing $10 into the chat. Holy crap. Thank you so much, Lighting Ghost. Thank you. Saying, I'm sorry. That's so funny. Rob Zombie's Halloween one is fine, but the second is awful with the characters and the whole white horse with the mom. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. You bring up white horses to Halloween fans, and they get a little twit. They're like, I don't like that. I don't. Yeah, I know. Nope. I think if even in this movie that just a white horse passes by, it has nothing to do with the story. I feel like people would hate it even more just because of that. Literally just because. But I'm telling you, just try it out, Lighting Ghost. Try it out from that perspective.
Let me say this. I think, like I said earlier, I agree with you, Lighting Ghost. It was a very weird thing to just pop up in such a Michael Myers film, but I think that comes from the fact that we've seen how many Michael Myers films at this point. And before we got this new trilogy, there wasn't nothing that was added to these stories. With Jason, we got a whole zombie storyline. He goes to hell, whatnot. Freddy Krueger, I mean, come on, dreams. But we haven't really been broken out of our shell when it comes to Michael Myers. And I think what the White Horse does is just looks into his mind and really breaks down what this demon monster man sees in our, and it took me a minute to kind of come with that, thought process. But I think a big part of it is that we're just so used to human Michael Myers, and I don't think that we this. Rob Zombie's movie kind of dives into his mind, and it's almost like I wish he went maybe further with that. If he's gonna do, I think he did a good job, for what he wanted, but I think he could have even went more gruesome, more further into really just going deep. We could have had 3 Rob Zombie films. Halloween.
That was the plan.
Halloween 2, and then the third one, but the second one is just a mental scope. A mental lens to his mind, and then the third one is back to the formula,
I agree. I do get that. I totally get the hate for it. You know what I mean? It's not one of those things where I'm like, no, it's great for everybody. It's definitely an acquired taste. I'll tell you that for sure right now, Lighting Ghost. It's something that after a while of watching it, I'm like, I'm coming around to it. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But I definitely did not like it at first. But the more I came around to it, the more I was like, okay, this is actually kind of interesting. You know what I mean? This
And
is
if you
actually
drink it-
it's
go
just
ahead.
not a you got to watch it. Like they don't even use it's one of the only movies in the franchise to not use even the Halloween theme. Did you know that about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2? It's a movie that specifically is trying to be something else, because with the first movie they basically forced Rob Zombie to make a remake, and he
Right.
didn't really want to do that.
it.
He wanted to take it in his own direction, and then he really sent it with the second one essentially.
Yeah.
And I find that really fascinating personally about those movies. They're not the best in the franchise, I don't think that at all, but
No.
they fascinate me though regardless. So and Lighting Ghost is throwing another $5 in there. Thank you so much, Lighting Ghost. You're the MVP of the day. Thank you. All the love. As a Rob Zombie, I see it, but as a Halloween film, it does not work at all. I give you that, Jake. You're right. No, you're right. As a Halloween film, it's awful. It is trash. It is as a Halloween film. You're right. But if you like Rob Zombie stuff, that's why I can get behind it. You know what I mean? That's my big thing. No, I completely agree with you, Lighting Ghost. You're absolutely right. But I see a lot of us are baked tonight.
Yeah, a lot of us are getting.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go nuts, Corey.
Let's do it, man.
Be responsible, but go
be
nuts.
responsible, please.
But yeah. So is there anything? So about the characters with Halloween Ends? How do you feel about Laurie Strode's representation in this movie? This is something I've been going back and forth with a couple of the people I've been streaming today about how they feel about it. But what was your takeaway from Laurie Strode?
I went into this movie expecting her to die. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wanted to, she mentioned it in Halloween Kills. What if he dies as he lops off my head? And that's like, I thought they were foreshadowing for the end conclusion. Like, in order for him to die, she has to die. So whether it be suicide, whether it be him, killing her. Oh, so sorry.
It's all good.
Whether it be whatever, him or her. But I really I didn't like the beginning arc for her. Like when she first
in 18 or the first movie?
No, not in the first movie.
Just in this.
Do you are we talking about the whole?
No, yeah, we can talk about.
Okay,
yeah.
I loved her in 2018.
I agree.
I loved all the Strode women in 2018. They were crazy. Like, this was like my Wonder Woman. I was like, they're going to stop the evil men from doing what they do. I freaking loved it. Kills. Jamie Lee Curtis was just in bed the whole movie and kind of monologued, which is fine. But Allison really took the gears and that movie, I feel like, to really get something done. And so did Judy Greer's character. And we all know what happened to her, unfortunately, in that movie. With Laurie Strode, I feel like I was telling you earlier, the momentum of the films kind of died out when they made it 4 years later. And it kind of bothered me to see her almost normal. Because I don't come to a Halloween film, and I know she had her problems. I know she had certain things that, what's it called? That was bubbling underneath her. But it kind of almost reminded me of H2O.
Yeah.
But like a more calmed down version of that. And, once when Michael Myers kind of came into play, or even the Corey storyline kind of came into play, I was like, okay, we're back with Laurie Strode. She's back. Earlier I was like I told you earlier, is this a Freaky Friday reboot or something like that? Like
with the pie and
with
all
the
that.
pie, and she's like stressing over pie, and I'm like, you've literally tried to kill a serial killer for years. Pie is the least of your worries right now.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I think my big thing about Laurie is, she's just a little too relaxed, and it's odd. I get 4 years have gone by, but that to me is just not enough. That's not enough time. No. If you're telling me 40 years she was still traumatized by everything after the events of the 78 murders, you can't tell me 4 years is gonna be. I don't know. That's just I can't buy it.
It would be different if she thought he was dead after Kills.
But she never saw a body, That's
exactly.
That's another thing.
That's like, if she thought he was dead after Kills, then okay, I can get you being a little bit more relaxed. But everyone's been telling you he's still out there somewhere. So your guard, like, there should be guns in your, like, under your armpit at this point, just like ready to flail out, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, but I do like how they ended her character's arc in the movie. I think it was, if they're not gonna kill her, I do appreciate what they did for her.
Yeah.
As a character.
Yeah.
She should never come back though. Please, like I want her. No. I'm saying like if they decide to reboot Jamie Lee Curtis, if you happen to see this, please do us all a favor and end your arc where you left it after this movie. Please.
I kind of hope they bring Danielle Harris back. Do you think?
Ooh, remind me.
She's the Jamie from the Thorn trilogy. I feel like that would be pretty cool. Like they don't have to bring. She doesn't have to play the same
Reboot
character.
Ideas.
But I just think like to do something based off of her character would be kind of dope.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Derekis, you have a good point here. How they gonna have Michael kill like 50 plus people in 2018 and he only kills 3 people and ends and 2 of them were assisted.
Yes.
And you could even argue the Corey death was assisted. You know what I mean? You could argue that. I'm not gonna say why. But you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Let me ask you this though. How do you feel about the kills in this movie? Because this is something this is probably the thing that most people are debating back and forth. I have an opinion on them, but I want to hear what you have to say since we like I said we haven't really talked about it yet. So this is what's so interesting about this. To me.
They were kind of boring to me. Honestly, I felt like they kind of went all out with the firefighter fight in kills.
Yeah.
And that was balls to the wall insane. Like he took out firefighters. Like dude, no one has ever done that. Like not even Jason has. So I think in terms of what happened in the story, some of the kills were just kind of lackluster. They weren't as creative as kills. And I think that's what bothered me. Kills had a lot of good, like the scene with the old people in their house.
Yeah.
Like that, even, and like I said, the movie's ridiculous. But it's like the kill of like putting that, that glass thing through her neck. I was like.
And she lived. So
and she lived. So I'm like.
Yeah.
I'm like, so here's me coming into Ends and seeing this trailer and expecting this big, massive third act. Or even like, I almost expected the movie to spend like the first act kind of just giving us little tiny things. We see Michael Myers, and then act 2 and 3 is just an all-out brawl. Like, that's what I wanted to see from this movie, and I think the kills didn't add up to what I wanted to see and expected from this conclusion of this story.
Yeah. I will say my one big kill that I was like, okay, this was actually pretty dope. Like the opening scene, obviously, I really liked. The DJ though, I thought was kind of dope with the tongue on the record.
Yeah, I forgot. See, I forgot about that crazy part.
Like that's pretty good. I'll give him that, but it's done by Corey. It's not Michael Myers.
Exactly.
Again, and I just don't. I don't feel like there was enough. Oh yeah, Corey. This. Everyone who's coming in, I see as some more people are here. We've been so focused on the. We've been so focused on the conversation. It's been great. So me and Darjan. You know what? Actually, Darjan, I have a. Oh wait, I can't share that picture because it's got a spoiler. But I do have some. Yeah, I have a picture of you, but it has a spoiler from Red Right Hand. I showed it to my if you're a channel member, you know about it. But I have some. So Darjan Bentley here is our director of photography for. I'll stop blocking out his head. There we go. Yeah, that's him. That's the man, the myth, the legend. He shot our Scream fan film that comes out this December. Scream, a Red Right Hands. Very excited for you guys to see it. It's a movie from the killer's perspective.
Yeah.
Holy crap! So if you're a Halloween fan, maybe you don't care about this at all, but we're gonna just talk about it for just a moment, real quick. Me and some other people, we play killers in this movie, and we're filming a little amateur like thing, essentially a stab fan film. And then guess what? There's yet another presence in the small town of Windsor. What could that be? I wonder. You may just see a trailer for the film sometime soon. I'm very excited for you guys to see that. Let me just tell you that. So me, Darjan, and all of the other people involved have worked very, very hard on it, and I just can't wait for you guys to see it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. And just to speak on that, this film is one of the craziest films for some of our new people who showed up. This film is one of the craziest films I've worked on, and I'm a huge horror movie fan. I've made a couple of horror films. If you want to check me out, Bleak Forest Productions. I have a couple films on there, but this is one of like the absolute craziest things. And for a feature too, this is like one of my first features helping out on, and it's like I would come into set and I'd be like, "What are we working on today?" And they'll be like, "Blah blah 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 blah," and I'd be like, "Oh, we're filming that?"
All I'm gonna say is one day we had Darjan come in and we actually had a 55-gallon drum of fake blood, and he was not expecting what we were going to be doing, and he's like, "I can't believe I get to film this." Like, you were losing your mind, right, about that?
But the fun, like that's what, like, if you are a filmmaker out there in this world that we're talking about, there's just something so beautiful about coming into work, and doing some stuff like we did. And going home, and when your friends ask you, "How was your day?" You're just like, yo, like, I can't wait till this movie's released. You're not ready for this movie to be released. But when it gets released, please watch it. It is one, I literally will go home and dream about this movie, think about this movie. I came into work on the days I did and just kind of like threw ideas out there. Like, there was so much creative love and help with this film that it just makes you realize why you love doing what you're doing. So all credit to this man for creating such a wonderful place to work at. So yeah.
Well, thank you, man. That means a whole lot. It's been so much fun working with you guys. I can't wait to talk. We're going to be talking about that a lot in November too. So we'll have to have you on again.
Yes,
it'll be great.
Will be there.
I can't wait to start the marketing. But let's get back to the old so and so with yes, the ends, the Halloween ends, or Corey Cunningham the movie. I should call it.
Corey Cunningham the movie.
Joseph Christopher is throwing $10 in there. Thank you so much for the super chat, Joseph. I really appreciate the support. Saying the trilogy should have remained rustic and grungy like 2018. I could not agree more with that. Ends shouldn't have introduced Corey or be named. He could have appeared. Lastly, watching Allison revealed later he escaped the bus. Oh, interesting. Okay.
I'm gonna.
How do you feel about that? No, go ahead.
Let me add to that. What if his character was introduced in Kills, not for like what we wind up having, but what if he was just like that second love interest that came in? There is no indication of what happened in his life, but just like that he was that second love interest, and keep the same storyline that he has. From this movie.
But he came from the bus.
And then, you realize that towards the end where, because I really liked in the movie when he had his own mask. And that scene where they're going against the doctor and the lady, that was, I actually really liked that. Like, I thought, like, seeing him there doing what he's doing and then Michael showing up, I was like, now, this was for the rest of the film. I could appreciate this. It didn't happen. But, like, I see where you're coming at with this comment, and I want to say if they went that route, I would have a different opinion.
Me too. Wow, that is that's excellent, actually, Joseph. I love that idea. Oh my god, that would be such a good twist too, because you'd be like, what? Because like that was another thing from Kills, dude. Is like they had a person come off the bus and played such a huge part in the plot. So to do that again, but it's a twist this time, I'd be like that. I love that, Joseph. That's a great idea, dude. Oh my god,
yes,
sick fucking idea, dude. Thanks for the $10. I greatly appreciate that a whole lot. Heck yeah.
This comment I'm very excited to talk about.
Jarrett Barkley putting $5 in there. Thank you so much, man. Once again, I just greatly appreciate that. You guys are so generous. Y'all are the best. Saying the movie reminds me of the movie Glass. Big build up, but a big thud. Great poster of Red Right Hand. Thank you. Thank you so much. I agree with this. I think there was a lot of build up. And it didn't feel motivated. It felt like it was trying to get to a whole new place while also in the background continuing the story from the other movies. And that's why I'm so confused from it. If they would have went all in, I'd been like, okay, cool. You know what? Fuck it. We're doing a season of The Witch, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I would appreciate this movie a little more, but that's why they kept trying to juggle the focus. And that was my big thing.
Yes. I hate Glass with a burning passion. And I will say I hate it because it was such a film that I was really hyped for. Like, the connection that M. Night Shyamalan tried to make with these films, I was like, okay, we're finally getting a superhero franchise outside of Marvel. Like, you know, or DC. Let's see what this horror movie / psychological thriller superhero movies and supervillain movies could create. It was almost like, it felt like just like one of the worst movies I've seen, but some of the greatest performances. Like, James McAvoy killed that role.
Amazing.
And he always does. Yeah. Bruce Willis kind of was like, I'm Bruce Willis. And Samuel Jackson, you know, this movie reminded me of how stupid his kind of like arc was, even though it's kind of like depressing what happens to him, but it's also like, so you just, someone pushes you out that chair, you just broke. Like, I agree with you. It was nothing but a great build up, but it just ended in like, bam, like error. It was just a big error on their part. So yeah.
I love Split too. I don't know if I've ever talked with you about Split, but that's one of my.
Movie.
It's a very, very underrated. But I do agree. I just wasn't super impressed with the ending either. I think if Halloween Ends had a bigger punch at the end too, I think I would really like it a lot more. Bloodbath and Beyond is here. What is up? What is up, man? How's it going? How's it going? Welcome. They're saying, is the next one a new beginning since Allison and Corey did it? New Mikey baby. Allison is pregnant with the Boogie baby.
This summer, Allison comes back to have a kid with Corey. Michael Myers 3 or 4. We didn't really get a 3, so we're gonna call this one 3.5. Like
The Boogie Child.
The Boogie Child.
Coming to theaters summer 2023. Bloodbath and Beyond, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Great horror channel if you guys don't watch their stuff. Great stuff, great stuff, great stuff. Lighting Ghost is throwing another $5 in there. Dude, thank you so much. Yes, the opening, honestly, the opening was one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
Yes.
I fucking loved it.
Especially when the sequence with the pumpkins just kind of popping out of one another.
Yes.
I was like, you know what? This might be a good movie. I was like, this might really be. They really have been up, and I've noticed throughout their title sequences, especially with these sequels, they've really been pumping out that, especially the opening pumpkin sequence, with just different and new innovative ways to just make it like seem like you're gonna see a different movie this time. And I think with those pumpkins and no faces on them, just them. Well, no, the faces on them, but then that last one, just being the end, like it almost reminded me of like November 1st.
That's actually a really good comparison. I see where you're going.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
Oh, they're really saying this is over, because it just ends and it just zooms in to just the pumpkin, no face, no nothing.
Now, I want to ask you this too, because something that a lot of us have pointed out and we're talking about today is, did you notice that the font and coloring is exactly the same from Halloween 3, Season of the Witch?
Yeah, I didn't notice that in the movie. I noticed that when I was watching a couple of videos of like other people reviewing it. I was like, wait, and I actually Googled it. I was like,
no way. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. And that was so interesting to me. I think something that was going through my head is we've all been pitching crazy theories about what this movie could be. And I thought they were about to get really weird on us. Like, I don't know if you've read any of like when we were talking about the radio tower theories or any of that stuff about how it was like, oh, silver shamrocks controlling his mask and all that. For half a second, I'm like, oh my God, they're doing that. Like, they're actually going to do it.
If that would be, honestly, if they could make that work, I want to talk to David and be like, make that work.
I would watch Season of the Witch.
But I would watch a fourth Halloween film if they somehow, not making Michael Myers just come back. There's no way he's coming back from what happened. But if they somehow intertwined a Season of the Witch story with old footage, or like just some things that may have happened that we didn't see throughout the last few films, I would actually watch that. I think if they could connect that, and then maybe Season of the Witch has his own franchise, like, I don't know. I would be interested in that. I just think that the Michael Myers part is dead and done.
Oh, okay. I'm going to be honest, I would not mind at all a Season of the Witch continuation.
Literally.
I love that movie so much. It's an easy top 5 for the Halloween franchise for me. It's just always been one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I love when this franchise gets fucking weird. But like that movie and comparing that one to this one, I feel like this is something else I was talking about earlier. It's almost like Season of the Witch was the full swan dive into the lake. You know what I mean? Into this different pool of the unknown. And it bombed, you know, because yes, more Season of the Witch. Hell yes.
Woo!
Woo! I love it. But so what I love about Season of the Witch is, like I said, it's that swan dive into this brand new territory, whatever. This whole movie felt like they were dipping their toe into that pond, you know, and they kept like in and out, you know, just kept doing that.
They're
and then
like,
by
"Let's
the
get
end,
weird."
yeah,
Too weird.
yeah, it was very tentative the whole time.
Literally.
And I think if this movie would have just jumped full force into that, it would have felt like something different and not just Christine again. You know what I mean?
You know, yeah, someone said this is literally a reboot of Christine, but with Michael Myers. And I was like, I had to sit on that for a couple of minutes. I was like,
It kind of is, you know? It's
yeah,
like,
he actually,
man.
and someone said he dies the same way as Christine.
Yeah.
I was like, aw. I really don't like this movie.
Oh, Adam, thank you. Thank you. I hope you like when I peek the mic, yeah. Oh man. Thank you, Adam. Thanks for watching, man. No, I love Christine, you know, John. I fucking love Christine. It's a great movie.
Film.
I fucking dig it. I just was hoping for a Christine inspired, not Christine
Not the
that, you
reboot.
know? Yeah, not Christine the reboot. I would, honestly, after this, I'll tell you what, though, I would love to see a Christine remake where Rowan Campbell, who plays Corey Cunningham, plays Arnie in that movie.
That would be good. I would probably watch.
Yeah. Do you happen to have a hot take on that, good sir?
Oh, no, I think that'd be good. I actually would watch that. I would watch that because I haven't seen Christine for years now. It's not one of those films that I haven't like. I love that film, but you know, it's one of those films where like you just love, like you appreciate it. You saw it, you're like, man, this is good. Maybe you was a little obsessed with it for like a week because you were like, I just watched this new film. Oh my god, it's horror. But then you know, I just haven't really found interest in rewatching it.
Yeah.
But if they rebooted it and maybe had like the same team as Halloween 2018. Then I would actually sit down and really pay money to see that again.
I would.
I would pay a lot of money for that.
And that's another thing. We're crapping on some of the people here, but I do want to say I genuinely think that just about everybody really tried to give a good performance. I just feel like the script they were working with wasn't
The
phenomenal.
script was a little lackluster.
Yeah, and once again, I just want to say I think everyone did a really good job. Even Corey, who you know, in my review today, I was very harsh on. I said I was like, I think I actually was like, fuck Corey Cunningham, man. I said, yeah, I was like, fuck, man.
But I think that's in terms of the character, not the actor.
Yes,
the performance was everything it could have been. I just think script wise, his kind of plot kind of got shoehorned into different things that didn't need to be.
Yeah,
it didn't build up to what we got. Now I do admit that the bullies doing what they did to him, I was like, okay, yeah, no, I can see how this happens, but you know, I almost wanted Michael Myers to kind of do the bidding for him with those bullies, and then he sees through Michael Myers like, you're not doing bad, you're doing good. You're killing the bad people, and then you know,
I would have loved
that. Would have broke
that,
him into being like, oh, you're my hero, and then we could have got the movie that we got. Even that little tweak I would have appreciated, but it was just kind of like Michael Myers kind of dragged him into the sewer like he was Pennywise. And then let's be honest, the whole sewer thing reminded me of It.
Dude, and the opening of this movie having like a kid die that violently, I'm like, this is very, very similar to that, you know?
Shot, if you remember the title sequence of It 2017, of like them like backing out of the sewer, like they're in the sewer, but they turn and you see like the title card and stuff. Like they almost replicate the same shot in this movie. I was looking at my friend, I was like, dude, this is It chapter like 3 now. I was like, what is happening?
Oh my god.
The
Yeah. We're gonna get to that. 2024. So many words. 2024. The Halloween reboot. The Rock plays Michael. Black Adam 2.
This time, Laurie, it's personal.
Michael's revenge.
You just see him at the gym.
Yeah,
That's what happens. Michael
80s
Myers
montage.
is just sitting there when he's not stalking babysitters. He's just doing his reps back there.
I want a jacked Michael in the next one. Yes.
And Kevin
Yes.
Hart is Corey. I can see. All right, okay,
God.
all right, okay, all right. Let me hear this. I leave with Addison. All right, okay. Me and you, we go, we leave, we kill people in other towns. Let's do it.
You know, at this point, I'll take it. At this point, I'm like, fuck it, man.
Call it Super
you know.
Pets 2.
Oh my God. Tryhard7, thanks for the $2.
Literally.
I love it. Oh my God. And Bloodbath and Beyond is saying, has anyone on the planet been bullied by band kids?
Listen, but honestly, I have been. That's the crazy part. Like, and I was a football player. Like, you know how
I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry.
No, it's
sorry,
okay,
but I'm
'cause
just like, that's
funny
very,
as hell.
Was not expecting
But
that.
like, I wasn't either. But when I tell you, like, I was watching this movie and I was like, oh, yeah, this happened to me. Like, you know, it was like in high school, I like said something like band sucks or something like that, and these kids harassed me for a week. You know what they did? Every morning when I went to my locker, they would play their instruments right when I opened it. My locker was a corner, like on the corner. They would come around, and I was like, and they did that for a week straight. And then I got a text message from that guy that says, "Don't F with the band kids." When I tell you,
I'm sorry.
no,
That's
it's so funny now.
That's so funny.
And I'm just like,
so
thank
sorry.
you. You stopped me from ever playing football again. I never want to see a band member again after this moment. But that was, it didn't make sense that band kids would. I almost wish it was football players, though.
you almost wish you were bullied by
no,
football.
I was
Oh my
bullied.
God, that's what you're. I'm like, I'm so. I hate to laugh. I'm sorry. That's just so
That
funny.
Corey was bullied by football players.
Yeah.
It would have made it a little bit more realistic because band kids, if I was Corey, I'd have been like, bro, I'm gonna do to you what I did to that kid. like, they should fear you. They're band kids. No offense to band people out there.
Oh my God. Old School, thanks for the $2. Saying Scream 6 is gonna be like Jason Takes Manhattan. If he doesn't kick a boombox and he doesn't punch somebody's head off, I'm gonna be No, I'm kidding. But I'm gonna say it here first, Darjan. I'm gonna say it here first. I was the entire lead up to Halloween Ends. To give you some preface, I don't know if you've seen anything that I've been talking about, but I had this running theory. The people who've been watching my channel know this. That this is something I was really looking forward to with the film. It involved rats. You see, I really wanted to see Michael Myers pick up a rat and eat it at one point in this movie. I've been really wanting that to happen.
See the animal
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
Because like he eats a dog in the first one. It's
but we don't
implied.
see it.
You don't see it. But I just one time, just like a little, like the mask, like come up to his nose. You just see his mouth and think like he just bites right into a rat and all this blood and guts drips down his face. I wanted it to be really gross. You know how gross the shit I like is. But you know what's in Manhattan?
What?
A lot of fucking rats.
Listen, listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. The killers in the new Scream are probably gonna be rich, black kids. I'm gonna tell you that. They're gonna change the formula like that. We haven't had a black Ghostface yet.
That's you got a point.
We haven't. So I can almost see either the main characters. What were the two characters' name that were what's the guy's name in the first movie? Chad
and Mindy.
Yeah, I have a theory they might be the killers.
Ooh, okay.
I have an inkling because I like the new Scream, but I feel like they made that movie just to say we can change the formula. And what kind of made me kind of a little off-kiltered about that film is I stayed for the talk back and someone had asked like, hey, how does it feel that you made this movie so violent? And they said the originals were violent. And I said, Ghostface has never shanked anybody. Like this movie, Ghostface was just like, phew, 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 phew. And I was like,
It was definitely the most.
it was the most
fight.
fight.
Yeah,
They lifted Dewey in the air.
and his guts come
Ghostface
down.
has never lifted a grown man, and to find out that it was the girl, like Ghostface has never lifted a grown man and split them in half. So it's making me a little worried about taking Scream to Manhattan because of Scream 3. Like we kind of went to LA and look what kind of happened. Fun movie.
Oh man. See, I got some hot takes. On Scream 3, let me tell you.
His favorite.
It's not my favorite, but I have come around to it. It's no longer my least favorite of the franchise.
What's your least favorite?
Hot take.
Scream 5?
Scream 2 is my least favorite in the franchise. I know, dude. I know.
Y'all, it's been fun.
That's oh my god. The people on here are like, dude, what? Like what are you talking about? Scream 2 is awesome, man. And it is. It's a really good film. I would argue that it not only has the best like scenes from the entire franchise, but also some of the worst, though. That's my argument.
Okay, what name one?
The third act is awful, in my opinion. Like you
the killer's reveal, or just
Mickey's great. But I don't like Mrs. Loomis. I'm just not a fan.
Yeah.
She's a little too over the top. It's
Roseanne
just not for me.
character could've stayed
Yeah. It's just the Jason's mom all over again. I don't know. Ghostface on Broadway is Stab the Musical. Yes.
First I was Billy Loomis. Next I was Mrs. Loomis. Then I was Sidney's brother. And now I am Sidney's cousin. But wait, there's more. I'm also Sidney's. No, wait, she wasn't. No, it wasn't Sidney's.
No.
nothing.
You gotta get it right. These they'll fuck you up in the chat, man. be careful.
No,
Yeah.
guys, I watched the film. I promise.
All right, everybody. Well, we are probably going to get wrapping up here. I just wanted to do an hour, and I think the musical number was a nice little note to wrap up on. You know, I thought that was pretty solid. Try Hard, thank you for the $2, though. By the way, I really appreciate that. You guys are the fucking best. Holy shit! Oh well, we got to talk about this actually. Oh, Joseph is throwing $50 into the pot. Well, you know what? We're going for at least a couple more minutes now.
Yeah, sure.
Let me tell you. Joseph, thank you so much. The generosity is amazing. I just really appreciate it. That's incredible. Enz could have done this, revealing the shape sees Laurie as his parents and everyone else as Judith. Ooh, okay. After he kills, he gets arrested again, this time given death penalty, but fails. Flashbacks showing his first chase with his parents, which he never ended. Interesting. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I have to sit and chew that for a second. I'm like, I gotta sit and like devour all of that just for a half second.
In school, you have to like just dissect the sentences to get the paragraph. I gotta do that right now.
I gotta like take notes on that, and I gotta come back to you with a full report. Yeah. You know, fuck it. I'm gonna read it again. Joseph, you put $50 in there. We're gonna read this again. Once again, thank you for the support, man. That's crazy, man. Thank you so much.
I'm not gonna do this 50 times, but
you should. No, just kidding. Enz could have done this, revealing the shape sees Laurie as his parents. So Laurie as the parents, and everyone else as Judith. After kills, he gets arrested again, this time given the death penalty, but that fails because, you know, you can't kill the guy unless you throw him in a meat grinder. Flashbacks showing his first chase with his parents, which he never ended. So it's almost like it shows that like he went after his parents again too. That would have been really fucked up and kind of fucks with like some of the already established canon of Michael Myers' backstory. That could be kind of fucked up. Joseph, I really dig that, man. There's a lot to unpack there about how that changes everything you think about Michael Myers.
Yeah.
I dig that a lot, actually.
I like that.
Someone should hire, if I've learned anything tonight, it's that someone should hire Joseph to write the next Halloween film. Joseph,
make your own.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like, see, that's the thing. I wish the movie I wish we had a fourth movie coming out now, because now I want these things that everyone's mentioning in its own film. Like, just imagine the opening shot is just Michael Myers on the deathbed, almost like in Venom, Let There Be Carnage type of style. Yeah. And then Laurie sitting there just like waiting by the window, and you just get a shot. Huh?
And he breaks out. Like,
not even breaks out. Okay, like, or we can see like a little bit, like maybe like one of the straps is looser, and you can see like see like the struggle, and then you cut to go back into what happened like when that night as a kid. Because you remember the movie just kind of skips over that and takes him to Haddonfield. So what if we literally go straight from the moment where they take off his mask and they're like, Michael? And all those cops pull up and he tries to chase after his parents. And what if he even escaped before this?
Oh. So that you could show like yet another escape. So it's almost like it's like a Halloween 0.5 essentially.
Because honestly, he didn't know about Laurie being his sister. And I think I'm pretty sure that's his sister in these.
It's established in the second one, so that's not canon in this timeline technically.
Oh, okay. See, because I was gonna say if it was his actual family, this storyline of like he sees his parents as that. What if he went back, killed his parents as Michael Myers, and then found out that they had a kid?
Oh.
And then that's where he gets arrested again. But then that's when the Laurie, like, let's say he goes to juvenile.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't just send a kid immediately to the insane asylum. Like, they would question him.
There was a lot of
so what if he went to juvie or something like that, breaks out, kills the parents, they put him in an insane asylum now because he's a little bit older, hears about Laurie, then we get the events of the first film. So almost taking us what's that movie, the Texas Chainsaw, Leatherface. Almost Leatherfacing this where we get that whole setup of what happened before
origin.
The whole origins up until what happens with Laurie, and then he goes after Laurie in the first movie.
And I love when films do that, like the ending of something, it goes back to the beginning and shows you something you didn't know, and it's just like, oh, that influences the ending now. I love when trilogies do that to fuck with like the whole how everything's gonna wrap up. That's crazy awesome to me. Joseph, I really dig that idea. That would be fucking sweet, man. And Joseph's throwing even more money in there. Holy crap, dude. Yeah, we love you a whole lot, Joseph. Holy crap, man. He gets put in an execution room at Smith's Grove or elsewhere and sees his parents in the witness room. He breaks out and turns it into a graveyard. I would lose my ever-loving mind to see that scene where it's like the lethal injection, it's gonna happen, and then like he just fucking breaks out and starts like just killing people. It's insane.
Crazy,
I would do anything to film that. Sorry.
Because I'm gonna add on to that.
Yeah.
If the lethal injection doesn't work, what if that's why he doesn't die in Halloween Kills?
Oh, that would be cool. So it dives into the supernatural aspect.
Almost, because at this point, if he won't die through lethal injection, which is supposed to kill everybody, then what if that's why he didn't die? At this point, he's superhuman. They've accidentally made it super.
Because it almost feels like unexplained at this point. He takes so many like bullets to the chest in that last movie,
and he got shot in the eyes in the original movie. How can he see?
And he's fine. Yeah, he lost the eye.
Matt Murdock out here.
Oh man. Well, Joseph, thank you so much. That is incredibly generous, and I just really appreciate that. Thank you so much. But we are going to be wrapping up here. I have been streaming for over 9 hours at this point. Jake needs to rest. But Darjan, is there anything you want to plug? Once again, I know you were talking about your production studio. Is there anything else you want to plug before we get rolling?
Well, of course, Red Right Hand. Always be ready for that. On the lookout. I'm currently in production we're going to be starting production for a horror film called Sin Eater. It is a film about Black Christianity and homosexuality and demons. It's one of those short films where, you never know what you're going to get what you get into as soon as you watch it. So we're about to be working really hard on that this coming up here. But yeah, I'm just excited to keep working with this dude, and just seeing what more fun stuff we can pump out there. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Well, dude, it was a pleasure having you on, man. It was so much fun fucking talking horror with you. So thank you for coming on. Thank you for joining us in the chat. You guys are fucking awesome. I love talking with all you guys so much. All the love. Thank you for joining all of the crazy live streams we had today. Holy shit. Today was fucking nuts. I just had a blast talking Halloween Ends with you. Love it or hate it. Just the last thing I want to say is just respect each other. However you feel about it, just respect everyone's opinion. It's just a movie at the end of the day, and if you loved it, that's awesome. And all the power to you. Seriously. I love you guys so much. Love talking with you guys. As always,